What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and an interesting little tidbit. If you're a fan of the Thor franchise, which I am, you could probably agree that there's been diminishing returns on the Thor films. In fact, if you really think about it, most of them aren't very good. But I do like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and I like him in the Avengers ensemble. I do feel like the modern Thor has become emasculated. They decided to use him as kind of the butt of the joke all the time, and I think it's pretty obvious why. But some people still deny that. But my opinion, that was to stick it to the evil cis straight white man. They made him overweight in the last movie, made him the butt of those jokes, and then he made him emasculated him in the last movie, which also wasn't very good. And the box office for Thor: Love and Thunder was not up to snuff in terms of what Disney wanted. And now it seems like the star of the film, Chris Hemsworth, has a little something to say about mastermind director Taika Waititi. And we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful pristine woodlands of Scotland. Established Titles makes an absolutely amazing gift, and a person could officially get their name changed on documents. Their title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest. Established Titles is currently having a really big sale just for you, my subscribers. You can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with the discount code TheQuartering. So click the link below, go to establishedtitles.com/TheQuartering and use promo code TheQuartering to save an extra 10% today. Now, in this new article from Bounding into Comics by Spencer Basuli, in seeming dig at Taika Waititi, Thor star Chris Hemsworth says he refuses to work with any more, quote, mad genius directors. Well, I think if you look at Thor: Love and Thunder objectively, you would agree that the movie was not good. That also, Natalie Portman's performance was maybe one of the worst performances she's ever put on in her life. She couldn't have cared less about the role. It was very obvious on the scene. The writing was cringe. Everything about it was, suddenly she just knew how to fight like an expert just because she had Thor's powers. There's no training montage. It was just really lazy. While Taika was really excited about having, 3 ways with the female stars of the film or whatever, he forgot to write a good movie. An apparent but plausibly deniable dig at Thor Ragnarok and Thor: Love and Thunder director Taika Waititi, franchise star Chris Hemsworth has said that not only will he no longer work with any, quote, mad genius directors, but he's also only interested in returning as the God of Thunder if there's something unique and fresh and unexpected to do with the character and the world. If there's anyone who has been privy to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's tendency to ruin its characters in service for cheap laughs, it's Thor quadrilogy star Chris Hemsworth. From retreading the exact same I must find myself plotline across nearly every one of his appearances, to being demoted from the royal prince of the powerful kingdom to a walking, occasional hammer-swinging laughingstock, Hemsworth's Thor truly embodied the studio's post-Infinity War inability to treat their characters with any semblance of respect or care. 100% agree. Given the ruination of what was once presented as MCU's most dedicated heroes, it comes as no surprise that the actor has recently found himself becoming more discerning with the selection of roles. Speaking with Vanity Fair in the wake of his discovery that, as revealed in the 5th episode of his Disney Plus series Limitless, he is genetically predisposed to Alzheimer's, Hemsworth was asked by outlet writer Anthony Brezikin if, quote, these experiences focus on longevity change the way you plan your own future, to which the actor confirmed 100%. I'm at the point in my life where I'm meeting with different directors and people say, oh yeah, look, he's a mad genius, says Hemsworth. He's mad, but he's a genius and he'll make great films. I'm like, Is that who I want to spend my days with? 4 months, 5 months of filming, and then you've got press and possible refilmings and so on. Though Hemsworth did not name any names, given the director's reputation for caring more about subverting expectations than delivering a coherent story, his active disregard for quality control in his own films, it's presumed that the actor's new project vetting process was born from experiences working with the aforementioned Taika Waititi. Now, I do think he is talented, but he's kind of a one-trick pony. And I thought his work on What We Do in the Shadows was pretty good. His movie Jojo Rabbit was very good, I thought. It's not like the guy's just horrible at his job, but I do think he's more interested in, virtue signaling and doing things that are wacky. I mean, like the goats thing in Love and Thunder, it was like he finds a joke and then he doesn't know how to let it go. Like, it was funny once, but I did not like this. The stupid goats kept coming over and over and over and over and over and over and over on the screen. And it was like, okay, we get it. Ha ha, funny goats. Like, that's Taika Waititi. It's the same joke beaten to death. And same, Thor's finding himself again. Oh, what's new in this movie? Thor's finding himself. Oh, what's new in this movie? Oh, Thor's finding himself again. Only this time, they make fun of him again as a man. Oh, Thor's fat and he's finding himself. Like, I've got to find my own way. Like, how many times has he said that? Now, the theory is further supported by the fact that one of the directors most recently to work with Hemsworth, Waititi, is by far and wide the most eccentric of the group. One would be hard-pressed to find anyone who would earnestly describe well-regarded creatives like Drew Goddard from Cabin in the Woods and Bad Times at the El Royale, to F. Gary Gray from The Italian Job, Men in Black International. That movie was stunk too. Joseph Kosinski, Top Gun Maverick and Spiderhead, as, quote, mad. To this end, Hemsworth told the reporter, now, if something is going to pull me away from my family and kids, it's got to be positive, constructive, and a collaborative experience. I filmed with George Miller on the new prequel to Fury Road, Furiosa, part of the Mad Max saga, he recalled, and I said to my agent that that's where I want to spend my work hours, with somebody who is kind of collaborative and interesting. On the topic Miller specifically, Hemsworth asserted that while he was certainly a genius, he was not a mad type. Miller was very aware of how his energy affects others and how he has the power to make your day fantastic or terrible, and chooses it for it to be a positive experience, explained the actor. The whole crew, everyone is in a better mood. It baffles me that some people in that position don't understand that. It's pretty clear he's talking about Taika Waititi. I mean, I don't really know any other way to chop that up. And he also talks about Thor, returning, whether or not he wants to return to Thor. Speculating on the future of outing could hold for Odinson, Hemsworth opined, I feel like we'd probably have to close the book if I ever did it again. You know what I mean? I feel like it probably warrants that, he continued. I feel like it'd probably be the finale, but that's not based on anything anyone's told me or any sort of plan. So he's done. He would cash one more check as Thor, but he wants to close the book. You have this birth of a hero, a journey of a hero, and then the death of a hero. And I don't know. Am I at that stage? Hemsworth concluded, who knows? I mean, I like Chris Hemsworth, but he has been in a lot of bad movies. I actually like Spiderhead. Did you see that? I mean, I'm not saying it was like amazing, but I was like, oh, it's different, and I thought Hemsworth was okay in it. Maybe people disagree with that. I don't think it was like critically acclaimed or maybe even well liked, but I liked it. And people are saying, I guess he eventually got around to watching Thor: Love and Thunder. He doesn't have much of a career left. I don't think, unless he really learns how to act or he ages into, a different kind of character. But he's probably tired of being the pretty boy. He's probably tired of seeing a character that he probably loved get turned into the butt of the joke all the time and get turned into, a laughing stock at the expense of, the message. So I understand, and I think he was pretty respectful and tactful in his decision here and in the way he worded it. So what do you think? Do you think he's tired of Taika Waititi's woke trash? Or do you think maybe he's talking about some other obscure director no one else seems to know of? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.